We are actually going to keep it simple this year because we had a hard time keeping up last year with just so many things going on. So we're just going to plant corn and beans this year. All right, guys, we got our first plot tilled up. We are actually going to keep it simple this year because we had a hard time keeping up last year with just so many things going on. So we're just going to plant corn and beans this year. We're real excited. We've got a freezer full of chicken, freezer full of our own pork, freezer full of our own beef. It's just really nice to have access to all that, and we'd really like to put away some corn and beans this year. So that's what we're gonna work on. In fact, we're thinking about trying kind of a new method, new method for us, and that is rolling out weed fabric and planting through that weed fabric, just so that we can do away with trying to keep up with the weeds. That's the part we struggle with. Of course, that's the hard work. You know, all you people that garden right, you know that's how you earn your keep. But we don't have a big enough tiller to go between the rows, and you know, obviously I can't use this thing for that, and it just turns into more work than I'm willing to put into it with all the other things I've got going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and till up the other spot that we're gonna put our beans in, and then we gotta run to Rural King and see if we can find some suitable weed fabric that we can afford to put down. And actually, we may end up going to Keys Farm Service. I'm actually wearing my Keys shirt today because I just remembered my wife and I talked about going to Keys so that we could get some corn and beans there. I have some left from last year, but we need to pick up some more seed. So I'm gonna head on over to the next spot and get that tilled up, and then we'll go see what we can find. All right, guys, well, we got us two nice little garden plots tilled up, and we actually ran over to the neighbors and tilled one up for them. They just moved in there a few months ago, and they said they'd like to put out some vegetables, so we went over and hit them a spot and got them all set up. So we're getting ready to run over to Keys Farm Service, get some seeds. All right, so the next thing we got to do is spread some fertilizer on this, and we've got about 12 to 1,500 square feet of garden here, so we're going to need about 12 pounds of fertilizer on this. So we're just going to use a little Scott spreader here, spread some 1919. All right, guys, well, this is going to do it for this episode of Every Year That Can't Be Your First Year Gardening with Peaks Peak Hobby Homestead. Hopefully we'll do just a little bit better this year than we did last year. If we can make some progress and do a little better at it, then next year we might go a little bit bigger. But we decided to scale it back a little bit this year. Like I said, just do corn and beans. So we'll be back with another episode of rolling out our weed fabric and doing the planting. So appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a good day.